See the interview of drag queen Congressman George Santos say, two gay fathers attack the family unit.
Well, look at it this way, John. The family unit's been under attack for decades.
Yeah.
Look, in different ways, right? In different ways. The flavor of the decade is same-sex couples. Oh, that's so okay. It's look, to each their own. I don't have anything against that, but they're teaching in school kids, that you don't need a mommy and a daddy. You can have two mommies. You can have two daddies. I think that's a little much for kids, right?
It's not their place.
And that's an attack on the family unit in the sense where they're just making excuses and reasoning to explain to kids why there's only one mommy or why there's only daddy, and there's no other person, that it's okay to be like that, that's your unique type family. I want to go back in time and think, why would it be bad for minorities in general? And that includes me, right? But why would it be bad for us to have a mom, a dad in the same household, your little brothers and sisters, And then I keep thinking, because then that creates stability.
Out Representative George Santos is the first LGBTQ plus Republican elected to the U.S. House, but that doesn't mean he has much respect for other LGBTQ plus people. A recently uncovered interview from his previous failed campaign to represent New York's 3rd Congressional District shows him ranting for 2 minutes about how the lack of heterosexual parents is destroying the family unit, parroting debunked talking points that conservatives have been using for decades to attack same-sex couples who adopt and raise children. Santos went so far as to say that children need both a father and a mother, or else they will grow up to be troubled individuals. One of the main reasons conservatives have used to attack same-sex couples' rights to get married, adopt, and even raise their own children. He also said that kids shouldn't hear about LGBTQ plus or single-parent families in schools because that teaches them their families are okay. On John Stubbins' conservative Indivisible show on September 4th, 2020, he said that the family unit has been under attack for decades. Santos's point of view is not supported by evidence. Studies on children raised by same-sex couples have found that they do just as well and sometimes even better on certain measures like academic performance. Santos also made it a point to attack the Respect for Marriage Act last year, even though he wasn't in Congress. Well, and we can see how heterosexual parents did such a fantastic job raising little Georgie Porgy into a fine, upstanding citizen. I mean, he has room to talk. She is such a sick and twisted queen.
How do you really feel?
I think you know.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about the same thing. I have a really fun theory, okay? Now, just follow along with me on this one.
This is going to be
all right,
yeah.
so.
I want my popcorn.
Yeah. I was thinking, I go, God, so here's this guy. I mean, there's a lot there. He has a long trail of different other great ideas. Okay, I'll just say all his great ideas over the years. But what if he actually was a Trojan horse that's actually working for the LGBTQ community, went in, infiltrated, showed up, he had to play it. He was like undercover, clearly, become accepted by the Republican, party, the community, and everyone else. And now he just blew it all up because, man, these guys all look like suckers. That conservative guy, Stubbins, and everyone who voted for him, and all of them. So you guys, you got played, okay?
It's a possibility.
It's interesting to me because he's a reflection of where a lot of our politics is going. To your point, this appearance in 2020, he lost that campaign. He won 2022 in a seat that was Biden by +6 in Long Island. So it's not a natural red crazy Proud Boys radical district. It's not that. What he did was he played everybody. He played through the various lies that he did. The Democrats didn't look into the background. The Republicans didn't look into the background, and you got what you want. And you got what you bought, and now all of this house of cards has come together. So it's interesting to me in terms of what he says. He was just saying what he needed to say for this broadcaster and Newsmax and X and Y to do enough to get through, which is what he did. And what that represents is not only an embracement that lying is okay. For the most part, you're not called out on the limb, because we watched someone become president of the United States and lie in 4 years, by some estimates, more than 10,000 times. And that's what it is. And he's still our president for 41% of Americans after lying 10,000 times. We don't care about this. So therefore, we don't care about what George DeSantis did. The other thing that I think is interesting about him.
Great pun.
Is, thank you.
Great pun.
I wasn't sure if he knew he was doing that.
Thank you. He is a hilarious caricature of other people that are real politicians. He's a hilarious caricature of Lady G in South Carolina, in my opinion. He is a cartoon representation of Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio and our governor in Florida. They just do it a lot better than George DeSantis does. And we're in a situation where we really should pay attention to it. We love the joke. It's not funny, but we do love the silliness of the drag queen from Rio. But it's a representation of something that's going on in America that is far more serious than we represent and we understand and we're discussing. Because this is where big chunks of America is going. And when that happens, truth no longer matters. The right and wrong no longer matters. Just getting our way is what we want and matter. And so for people like Orlando, who represents us in great ways through SAVE, it's a whole new challenge of going, my goodness, the right is not the right. The truth is not the truth. The reasonableness is not the reasonableness. And as a result, we're going to have to relearn a whole new set of skills of dealing with the kinds of attacks that George DeSantis represents for us. I think it's a very trying time for America.
Indeed.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.